Ba 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 da. Alright, it's time for part 3 of my top 20 of the decade. Curse you at the movies for inspiring me to do this, but I really wanted to. Now, and this is my third reshoot. So, now that you've seen my stuff that I don't own, it's time for the stuff that I do own. So I can actually show you what it looks like. So that way you know what it looks like and can go buy it and stimulate the economy. Or go rent it. Doesn't matter. The point is you're seeing the movie. Anyways, moving right along. We're going to do the first 10 through 6 first. Because obviously I want to talk a lot. Anyways, here we have Persepolis. Read it, Persepolis. Directed and co-directed and written by Marjan Satrapi, based off Marjan Satrapi's book Persepolis. And this movie combines both volumes of the Persepolis book. First half of her book being about her childhood, the second half being about her adulthood. This combines both books into one fluid flick. It's all black and white, as you can tell from the cover, with the exception of a few color scenes. But they did that because they couldn't afford color. But still, looks good. The graphic novel was in black and white anyway, so it's not like, travesty. But it's a pretty good movie. It's got an English dub. Well, the DVD does anyways. So, you might want to check out the DVD if you really don't like foreign language that much. You can also watch it in French if you wanted to, because that's the original language. But it's a good movie, It's about a girl, Marjan, who she grows up during the Islamic Revolution in Iran during the 70s. And, that doesn't really quite sit well with her parents, but they endure it. And, as she grows up, she starts enjoying stuff from Western culture, like, Iron Maiden, Michael Jackson, ABBA, punk music, punk-style clothes like jackets and boots. Well, obviously that's a bit of a taboo in Iran at the time. Probably still is. I don't know. But due to that and her rather rebellious nature, her parents decided to send her off to Austria so that way she doesn't, get killed. I'm not going to detail any more of the movie from here in, just because otherwise there'd be no point in you watching this movie. But check it out. Pretty slick flick, as it were. Anyways, moving on to number 9. Clerks 2. Why Clerks 2? Because it's a comedy, and I wanted some diversity in my list. And I didn't want to have just a whole bunch of movies that are almost exactly the same. Also, I really like this movie. It's funny. It's got heart. I tell you what, that's one of the scenes near the end, for those of you that haven't seen this movie yet. And it's like, wow, that's heartfelt. Also, one of the best speeches on, War of the Rings versus Star Wars. And God knows that's been a geek debate since War of the Rings movies came out. But it's funny. I loved it. It's great. Kevin Smith rocks. Rolling on. Number 8. Hayao Miyazaki's Spirited Away. Why Spirited Away? Because it furthered my fandom in anime, for one. 2, it won an Oscar for Best Animated Feature. And 3, and this is the most important one, it's a great movie. Great animation, excellent dub thanks to Disney, and pardon me. It's just good, really good story. Not Miyazaki's best story ever, but still a good story. It's just everything about this movie is just great. I love it. So that's number 8. Moving on to number 7. Number 7. It's The Dark Knight. Yes, I know it's like, really, it's such a cliche to include this on a best of list at this point, but there's a reason it's on most best lists, because it's that damn good. Heath Ledger rocked. Not the best Joker ever. That would be Mark Hamill, kids. Mark Hamill was the bomb. Still is. Check out Arkham Asylum sometime. But, movie lived up to the hype. I mean, some people might doubt Christian Bale about, the fact that he talks like this. But, hey, whatever. Still a great movie. Some of the best action sequences recently, not so much because they're really great, but so much that they're really great and they use so little computer animation. Most other filmmakers would have just been like, and we're going to use CG for that. Because that's freaking hard to do real. I mean, it's like, when they flip the truck, in the middle of the movie, that was a real truck. That was no computer animated truck, man. They flipped a real truck. And it's like, wow. It's awe-inspiring. So, anyways, good stuff. Good stuff. Moving on, number 6, last one on this part of my countdown. Prisoner of Azkaban. Why Prisoner of Azkaban is my favorite installment of the film franchise. Favorite book installment is Goblet of Fire, but this was good. A lot of the reason I put it on here is it really showed the kids off as good actors, as opposed to just these kids that look like the characters. They're actually good actors. Also, Gary Oldman's first appearance in the series. Yay. And, also, its impact on the franchise itself is still being felt today because, it's, the style that they use in this movie, the sort of that Tim Burton-esque sort of style, it's still being used in the Potter films today. As a matter of fact, a lot of the sets and decor are still being used in the modern Potter flicks, the ones that are still coming out. Their version of Hogwarts is the one that's used in all the movies since this one. So, for those reasons, and the fact that I just thought it was my favorite Potter flick, and I'm sorry, you just can't have a best of list without having a Potter flick, because they're all good movies. So, anyways, that's 10 through 6. Gonna be giving you my top 5 of the decade. Not including 2009, obviously, because I already did that. So, catch you on the flip side. No pun intended.